Hello guys, this is a review of the movie We Have Always Lived in the Castle, based on the novel by Shirley Jackson. This movie is very good, very different. It's, like I said, based on this novel that I never read, but you get the feel. You get to feel like somebody really took their time writing this on paper. It was a lot of fun. It was very crazy, very out of the ordinary. The movie is about Alexandra Daddario's sister, who is played by Taissa Farmiga. She plays Merricat. Alexandra plays Constance, and they live with their uncle named Julian. 5 years ago, there was a poisoning where their other family members died, their father, and it's just very well known throughout town, and everybody speaks bad about it, and there's just this thing, she was trialed for it. It's just, and like, the uncle's traumatized. He's always talking about it 24/7. He's writing a book, and every time he's like, Constance, do you think I should begin chapter 26 with, it was a bright morning? They did not see that coming. Like, it's always like that with him. They have this very weird idealistic life where they live in a big castle apart from everyone. It's a lot of green and a lot of witchcraft. Merricat believes that if she gets something that belongs to another person, puts it in a jar and buries it, that's gonna save Constance, because she knows that the world is a very dangerous place. Every Tuesday she goes over to town to buy groceries, and she dreads the day that she has to go. She really doesn't want to because people bully her, they look at her nasty. There's just one woman in the whole town that serves her coffee at a diner that she's the only person that actually respects her, or at least, doesn't say mean things to her. But their whole life changes when their cousin Charles moves in. Well, he goes over for a visit, and at first Constance is like, regular, okay, I have a visitor and we have to accept him because he's family. She's gracious about it, but later she kind of falls in love with him. And Merricat, obviously, she wants all the attention to herself. She wants things to stay the same, and Charles is like this curse, as she feels. So they, like, to make the long story short, because this is there's a lot of elements, a lot of things happening. Merricat decides to do the opposite of a spell, which is a curse. She burns the room, her father's room, which was being occupied by Charles. It causes this huge fire, and the firefighters get there, and this movie is like set like back in time. I don't know, like 200 years? I don't know. So they get there, they put the fire out, but then they feed off like the hate from everybody else, and they start throwing rocks at the windows. They break everything. They break in themselves and start stealing things, and even like pulling Constance's very pretty pink dress and like humiliating her until one of their friends, they literally only have one, like this guy and like two women that are their friends, and he shoots his gun, so everybody just leaves, and they're just there in a burnt place. They burned everything, they ruined everything. So the townspeople feel guilty about it, and they start taking food over to their castle. Charles barges in uninvited. They don't want him there. He fled. He tried to get the money and leave, I assume. And he's like, Constance, we could go to Italy, we could have a lot of fun. And Merricat helps her because he's like shaking her, like, let's go. And they kill him and bury him, and they're like, we're not gonna they're like, we're not gonna talk about this ever. And the movie ends with them staying in their home as as they were intended to. Now, there's a lot I have to comment on with this movie. This movie, from the get-go, I felt like, wow, like I really like this feel. Like, I didn't like everything. Like, okay, look, I like the movie, but the characters got on my nerves. Constance has this thing where she's always smiling, even in very inappropriate times. And like, for example, let's say that somebody comes in here and says, somebody threw dog poop at your window. I'll be like, I'll clean it up. And somebody's like, yeah, but they also broke into your house and stole your TV. I'll buy another one. Like, she's that type of person. Like, she's always smiling. And it's crazy. Like, the reason why I bought this movie is because of Alexandra Daddario. I'm a very big fan. I try to watch everything that she's in. I don't like everything. Like, some of the movies, like Baywatch, I know. But most of them I do like. Like, Alexandra's just amazing. I always knew that she had a talent. I've talked about this before in other reviews with her in the movies. But this movie really consolidated those thoughts. Is that really used appropriately? Alexandra is 20-something years old, right? She really managed to get into this character from way back when, based off a novel. It's kind of like surreal. It really, really made me feel like it wasn't an actress. It made me feel like it was Constance. The little nuances, like, it's crazy. I cannot explain it. Like, I just have to, like, you have to see it. Sometimes when Charles was attacking Merricat, well, not, like, not physically, but like verbally, and they were having like differences, she would still smile, but she would do it like in a way that, like, she's hurt. Like, she's like, and it's like, wow, such good acting. Like I'm like, I can't even speak, as you could see. Like, I have no words for how good her performance was. Taissa Farmiga, who plays Merricat, Crispin Glover, who plays, I think, Julian, and Sebastian Stan, everybody was amazing. Everybody did a really good job. Freaking Merricat. Ooh, I was so mad at Merricat. Anybody, please watch it, because you're gonna think that this is like I'm just over the top, but Merricat is one of the most hated characters for me in my entire life. And keep in mind that we're talking about a movie, not in real life. I wanted Merricat dead so bad because Merricat ruined everything. I read reviews about this movie that they were like nothing happens. I think people like are just so used to like explosions and like crazy things. Like, it doesn't always have to be about that. The trajectory, like the path there, the travel was the amazing part. The whole movie is amazing. And Merricat was dragging me by my eyeballs. Merricat messed everything up. At the beginning, I was rooting for that girl because she didn't do anything. She was like just living her life, doing everything that she had to do, being nice and being gentle. But the minute Charles got there, she started acting mad crazy. At first, I was really appreciative of what Charles was trying to do, because he was actually telling them, like, this girl is bearing silver coins that are worth a lot of money. She's bearing expensive watches. She's doing all these crazy things. She needs to go find a boyfriend. She doesn't have to, but, and you have to find the love of your life and, like, get out and explore. And Julian, the uncle's crazy, so he needs to go to a mental institution or something like that. I feel like, he's bringing some sense into this family. He really has it going on. But then I feel like he was being too nosy. He was getting into other people's business. Regardless, at the same time, like, I was like very appreciative of his presence. I was also very adamant to receive him just like the characters in the movie, because it's none of your business. Like, sure, you're the cousin, you're trying to help, thank you, but we didn't ask for your help. Let us be. Like, they're living their own life, and he's just there trying to disturb everything. But Merricat, girl, you're crazy. How? Why would you go? It's just insane. Why would you do these things? Why would you burn your dad's room? There are other ways. Like, why didn't you just kill him from the start if he was bothering you so much? And she's so jealous. Like, she doesn't want Constance to be happy. She just wants her like to depend on her and like, you know, to just be with each other. And she's always look like this. Like, she's never happy. I don't know. She just makes me get so mad. There's her right here, Merricat. Merricat. You guys have to watch the movie. I can't believe, like, I was reading reviews, like I said, and some people were like, Merricat's my favorite character. Maybe the book says something that that they didn't include in the film, but if I were to like make my judgment based on the movie on like itself, just on its own, I'm not a fan of Merricat. Merricat's just insane. I really loved Constance, like I said, her struggle to be happy, to exist, to forget about the past. I felt like she, with assistance, she could have really lived the regular life, quote unquote. Poor Julian, like they said, he burned to death with his stories. Actually, the stories, they didn't burn because Merricat, at the end of the movie, it ends the way that it starts. She continues the story. But it was good. It was really good. I think in its category, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. It's good. It's really, 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 really good. I thought that there was going to be a horror movie. Like, I just saw this and I was like, ooh, it's going to be a horror movie. But it wasn't. And I guess Alexandra Daddario's eyes also. But yeah, I was so frustrated with Merricat. You have like all these emotions, all these feelings, and the way that they speak, the advice that Julian gives his nephew, I really, really liked it. It really brings me back to when I was a kid and like they were teaching me like right from wrong and like you do this, you do that stuff. So it was a really fun ride, and I recommend it. 10 out of 10 in its category. Just be ready because Merricat might just make you go crazy with her antics and her shenanigans. Thank you for watching.